Sarah of the 𝗿𝗵𝗆𝗀𝐿𝑖_HOME_ECONOMIST.com here, and we are doing part 3 of our series of lacto-fermented foods and drinks. And this video will show you how to make Beet Kvass in your home. And let me just tell you a word about beets. Beets are loaded with nutrients. They're one of the most nutritious vegetables out there. And don't even think about making what I'm about to show you with anything but organic beets. Organic beets grow in the ground, they're in the dirt, they're a root vegetable, and you need to make sure that the soil that they're growing in is organic. So spend the extra money and get yourself some organic beets to make your Beet Kvass. Secondly, I would say make sure that your beets are nice and firm. A lot of times you can get, probably the best beets for this recipe would be ones with the tops on them, because those you can look at the green tops and kind of assess the freshness of the beets. But if that is not an option for you, then just get the, the bulk beets that they have in the bins sometimes at the health food stores without the tops. But just make sure you squeeze them, make sure they're nice and firm. Sometimes they get a little mushy and they can be sitting there for a while, so make sure you get them and they're nice and firm. And once you get yourself a cup, 2 or 3 nice medium to large size organic beets, you can go ahead and make this recipe. If you have any sort of digestive or liver issues, this is the #1 recipe in Nourishing Traditions for you. I would say that this recipe has the power to change your life. There's so much nutrition, so many beneficial probiotics in this particular recipe that if you drink just a small glass, a few ounces in the morning and in the evening on a daily basis, and keep your refrigerator stocked with Beet Kvass, this one recipe alone has the ability to transform your health. There is so much nutrition and so much benefit to your digestive system to drinking this. So with that, I would just say this is the #1 food for you if you have any digestive or liver issues. And with that, I'll show you how to make it. It's very, very easy to make. I'm going to show you how to make 1 quart here. The Nourishing Traditions recipe is a 2-quart recipe, but I typically make it in 1 quart. So I'm dividing everything in Nourishing Traditions in half, by the way. So what you're going to want to do is get 1 large or 2 medium-sized beets. Now I would consider this kind of a medium beet or so. The one that I have chopped up here was a large beet. But what you want to do is take one and just peel it with a potato peeler. Clean it real well and then just peel it with the potato peeler. And then you're going to want to chop it up. And make sure you don't chop it up too finely. It needs to be coarsely chopped. If you chop it and the pieces are too small, you will find that that it will ferment too quickly and you will get mold on it. And I know several of you have commented on some of my other videos, fermented videos, that you've had trouble making this because you've gotten mold on it every single time you've tried it. Well, there's 2 reasons for that. #1, you probably maybe chopped the beets too small, and maybe you left it too long on the counter. You really need to watch it. And it's very warm here in Florida right now. Our kitchen, it gets very warm in the summer. I may only leave this 1 day. And even though the recipe says leave it 2 days on the counter, feel free to leave it for 1 day and put it in the fridge, and if you want to avoid the mold. So think about that. So once you chop the pieces, and I would not chop them any smaller than this, for the reason that the beet juice comes out too quickly. There's so much sugar in beets, and it can just get going and just ferment so fast that you will get mold. So make sure you have big pieces like this, then just go ahead and put them in, whoops, a 1 quart mason jar. Wow, they're going all over the floor here. That's kind of fun. All right. And then we've got a ½ tablespoon of sea salt here, and 1/8 of a cup of whey. So you're just going to put the salt in with the whey, stir it up nicely, and pour it in with the beets. And then you're going to fill up the jar with filtered water. Taking care to leave at least 1 inch at the top. We've talked about that before. You need to not fill it all the way to the top. You need to leave a little air pocket there at the top. Then I'm going to stir it 1 more time. Make sure that salt is really well dissolved. then we are going to put the lid on and leave it on the counter for up to 2 days, no longer than 2 days. And like I said, it's summertime. I'll probably only leave this 1 day. Now, once you refrigerate it, you can start drinking it right away. You can drink 4 ounces in the morning, 4 ounces at night as a medicinal tonic. And once you have just a little bit of liquid left in the bottom, you refill it with filtered water, leave it on the counter for another 2 days. You don't have to chop any more beets, and put it back in the refrigerator. So you can actually get 2 quarts out of this 1 quart that we just made. And then once you've made your second batch and you've used it up, then you discard the beets and you start fresh again with beets again. So I hope that makes sense. Please ask any questions on the blog. I'd be happy to answer them. But I hope you've enjoyed our video for today. It's about as simple as you get, and you get so much nutrition out of this very, very simple recipe. I hope you all try it today. This is Sarah, the Healthy Home Economist, wishing you all the best in the kitchen.